This is it. This is my official winter forecast for the winter of 2024 to 2025. The official start of meteorological winter is December 1st, and winter might be starting off with a bang. The country, especially the eastern half, may see the coldest December in nearly a decade. We're just going to jump straight to the point this video. If you want to see any factors that play into the forecast, go check out my previous forecast. We'll start off with the temperature map. This first section is where warmer than average temperatures are expected. This area covers the west coast, deep south, southeast, and mid-Atlantic regions. This section has been pushed further north to the west and reduced further south along the east coast because of some forecast changes. This second section is where even warmer than average temperatures are expected. This area covers the west coast, the far southern Texas coast, and the deep southeast coast. Once again, it has been pushed north in the west and reduced south in the east. This third section is there the warmest temperatures are expected. This area covers southern California, southern Arizona, and the southern Texas coast. Moving on to the colder sections now, this first section is where colder than average temperatures are expected. This area covers some of the northwest, north central, central, Ohio Valley, and northeast regions. This section has been reduced along the west coast and north increased in the northeast. This second section is where even colder than average temperatures are expected. This area covers much of the same areas as the first one, but a little bit further north. This section has been reduced along the west coast and north increased in the northeast, like the previous section. This third and final section is where the coldest temperatures are expected. This area covers a small part of the northwest and some of the north-central region. Other than a slight decrease in size, this section did not change much. Moving on to the precipitation map, this first section is where drier than average conditions are expected. This area covers the deep southwest, south-central, and deep southeast and east coast regions. The bulge over the south-central region has increased in size because of minor forecast adjustments. This second section is where even drier than average conditions are expected. This area covers the same areas as the previous section, but a little bit further south. The bulge was changed like the previous section, and it was additionally pushed south along the southeast coast. This third section is where the driest conditions are expected. This area covers the southern half of California and part of the south-central region. The bulge has been widened, but does not extend as far north as it used to. Moving on to the wetter sections now, this first section is where wetter than average conditions are expected. This area covers the northwest, Ohio Valley, and northeast regions. The western area has been pushed further west, and the eastern area has been pushed further east. This second and final section is where the wettest conditions are expected. This area covers the same areas as the previous section, but a little bit further north. The western area has been made larger, and the eastern area has been pushed slightly further south. Now it is time for the overall forecast map. Starting with the dark green section, stormy conditions are expected. This is for the more highly populated low-terrain areas that don't usually get mountain snow. In the gray section, more snow is expected. The combination of above-average precipitation and near to below-average temperatures will result in heightened snowfall chances. In the black section, average conditions are expected. Nothing really special here, a perfectly balanced area. In the orange section, warm and dry conditions are expected. This is a very large zone, going from coast to coast, and will affect a lot of people. In the brown section, very dry conditions are expected. These two spots are going to be drought hotspots this winter, receiving very little precipitation and excessive warmth to go along with it. In the light green section, seasonably stormy conditions are expected. This area will likely see a few snow chances and mixed precipitation events, but weather should mostly stay as rain overall. In the light blue section, conditions may be snowy at times. There will be periods of drier and warmer weather, but colder and snowier intervals will be frequent throughout the season. In the purple section, strong Arctic blasts are expected. This area will receive the worst of the polar vortex, which is expected to make frequent appearances throughout the winter season. Be prepared for very cold times, and long-lasting cold as well. In the blue section, Arctic blasts are expected. This area is the same as the purple section, but a little less intense, as it is further away from the core of the polar vortex. Very cold air is still expected, though, so don't let your guard down. In the dark purple section, we aren't very confident in what will happen. There will likely be frequent temperature swings, and it is uncertain whether or not we will see a drier or wetter winter season here. In the pink section, a battle zone is expected. This means that there will be frequent storm systems bringing all types of precipitation. Rain, snow, ice, sleet, and freezing rain are all very much possible in any storm. Expect many days of gusty winds as well. In the dark blue section, snowstorms are expected. This area, which will see frequent storms and is far enough north to supply consistent cold air, will likely see snow for the majority of storms, leading to a potentially big snow year. Obviously, rain will still fall at times though, and cold won't last forever. Lastly, in the red section, the worst of winter is expected. This area will see frequent cold air, accompanied by frequent storm systems. This will result in large snowstorms and a heightened blizzard potential. Lake effect snow will be very intense this year, boosting the snowfall totals for many people. Strong winds during and after storm systems move through are likely as well. Overall, brace for a very severe and dreadful winter in this area. Thanks for watching. This was my final winter forecast of the year, so I hope you enjoyed it. I tried to keep it short and straight to the point this time. Leave a like and subscribe for more winter updates.